Om Gajananam Bhutaganati Sevitam Kapita Jambu Palasara Pakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakaranam Namavi Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. We're going to be on session 10 today. And we will start with our Guru Parampara Vandanam. Sadashiva Samarambam Sankaracharya Madhyamam Asmat Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. All right, first we want to review the last session. Purva Patam Kinchit Smaranam Karomi. Purva Patam means earlier lesson, last lesson. Kinchit means a little bit, quickly, a summary. Smaranam Karomi. We will recall it. Okay, we did learn about the numbers and the applications of numbers, and then time and periods of time, days of the week, the various seasons, and what is meant by Panchangam, which we often use for our rituals. And we also learned some nice verses with meanings, with a concluding prayer. This is what we did in our last session. Let's go and see what we want to do this time. The goals for today. We're going to review the answers for exercises 11 and 12, which we gave last time. And we're going to learn today locations, directions, and applications. We're also going to review how to ask questions, key questions, and I'm going to give you some examples of usage on that. We're going to learn names of various trees. You're going to make your vocabulary wider now. And I'm going to tell you the beauty of Sanskrit poetry with some examples. Sanskrit got excellent poetry. Right from the days, ancient days, we have so many poems, and I want to give you a couple of examples of how beautiful they are. And as usual, we're going to have some nice verses and a concluding prayer. So that's the agenda for today, which we'll cover over the next 50 minutes or so. All right, exercise 11 answers. First mark goes to Rishabh. I want to give a clap to him. Congratulations, Rishabh. All your answers are correct. Very beautifully done. And I see your handwriting is very good. And you've done an excellent job. It shows that you have understood the earlier lessons beautifully. And all the answers are correct. Not even one is wrong. So here are the answers. 12 o'clock, Dwadasha Vadanam. 12:45. Padona Eka Vadanam, quarter to 1 o'clock. There are 4 Vedas, you know. You have Yajur, Rig, Sama, Adarvana. Satvari Vedani Santi. The first Yuga is Krita. Pratama Yugaha Kritaha. Today is Sunday. Adya Banu Vasaraha. Of course, today is not Sunday, but I give it an example. Okay. On Sanskrit to English, we gave Panchavadanam. Very easy, 5 o'clock. Pancha means 5. Pancha Pandava, 5 Pandavas. Tatra Griham Asti. It doesn't say whose. There is a house. Tatra Griham Asti. Tat Mama Griham. That means that house is my house. Shatvari Yugani Santi. We can easily see from the earlier exercise, there are 4 yugas. Santi is plural. Yugani plural. Chatvari is 4. Tesham namani, their names are Kritam, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. Cha is for and. Cha iti. There are 4 yugas and their names are Kritam, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. Pancha Bhutani Santi. 5 Bhutani means elements. Pancha Bhutani Santi, plural. Santi, Bhutani. So you know that, right? So there are 5 elements. So very simple exercises. And Rishabh has done well. I don't think I've received exercises from the other students. But anyway, you have the exercise and answers both. All right, let's carry on with today's lesson.
We will send it by tomorrow.
I'm sorry?
We will send it by tomorrow.
Oh, I can't hear you because I muted it all. I can only listen a little bit, but I muted all of you. We'll keep the comments to the end, okay? When I'm going to unmute you. Let's go to the next slide. We're going to see the locations in front and back and so on, okay? Purataha. Purataha means in front. In front. Prishtataha is behind, the back side. Purataha, Prishtataha. Likewise, Dakshinataha. Dakshinataha is right. When you face east direction, your right hand is coming to south. Therefore, it is called Dakshinataha. Dakshina means south really, but Dakshinataha is right hand. Left hand, you say Vamataha. Vamataha is left hand. Upari or Urdhvam. Urdhvam means up. In Sandhya Vandanam, you use it. We worship all the direction. Urdhvaya Namaha, Adaraya Namaha. In morning Sandhya Vandanam, there is a mantram where we worship all the directions. And in that, upper and lower directions are also there. Urdhvaya Namaha, Adaraya Namaha. You also say Upari. In fact, Upari means balcony also. Upper. Adaha. Adaha means below or down. Okay. So you learned Purataha in front, Prishtataha back, Dakshinataha right, Vamataha left, Upari up, Urdhvam, Adaha below or down. Okay. Those are the locations. How do you use them? Mama Purataha Kim Asti. What is in front of me? Mama Purataha Kim Asti. Mama Purataha Ganakayantram Asti. Ganakayantram means computer. The computer is in front of me. Mama Purataha Ganakayantram Asti. Mama Prishtataha Kim Asti. Mama Prishtataha, what is behind me? Mama Prishtataha Chitram Asti. Mama Prishtataha Chitram Asti. A picture is behind me. Okay, so you have understood Purataha, Prishtataha. Okay, let's go Well, some more example of locations and directions. Akashaha kutra asti? Akashaha is sky. Akashaha kutra asti? Akashaha urdhve asti. It is up. Bhumihi kutra asti? Where is the ground? Adye asti. Adye asti. It is down below. We stand on them, ground. Chandraha kutra asti? The moon. Chandraha akashe asti, but vaka akasha is urdhve. Urdhve asti. Chandraha urdhve asti. Patalaha kutra asti? Patalaha is the underworld. Kutra asti? Patalaha adare asti. Adare asti. Mama dakshina haste kim asti? Mama dakshina haste, my right hand. Kim asti? Mama dakshina haste kadali phalam asti. Kadali phalam is banana. Mama dakshina haste kadali phalam asti. Mama vama haste kim asti? What is in my left hand? Mama vama haste lekani asti. I've got a pen. Vama haste lekani asti. So now you have learned front, back, right, left, up and down. Okay. I've given you some examples and you can use it for a number of contexts. Now, the various directions. We have the north, east, west, and south. And many of you may know that the word news comes from north, east, west, and south. The first alphabet is N-E-W-S. And therefore, you get the word news, which means whatever is happening around the four directions, you get it as news, which you see in the television. North is called Uttara. Uttara, like you have Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh in North India, there is a state. It's called Uttar Pradesh because it is in the northern direction. It's also called Udichi, which means northern or northerly. It is a direction, adjective, northern direction. Udichi. East is Purva. The sun rises in Purva, which is also easterly, means Prachi, Prachi. The west is called Paschima. Paschima, we are in the western part of the world, so it's called Paschima. Paschima Bhage. Adjective, Pradichi. South, called Dakshina. Dakshina Bharat is South India. Avachi is the adjective. So in Sandhya Vandanam, when you worship, you say Uditi Namaha, Prachiti Say Namaha, Dakshinaya Say Namaha. So all the directions also we worship. Because in each direction, there is a deity, which is a deity guarding that direction. They are called as Vasus. I'm going to tell you about them. But remember, north means Uttara, east is Purva, west is Paschima, and south is Dakshina. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you about the 8 Vasus. They are called Dikpalaha. Palaha means one who guards. One who guards. And Dik means direction. One who guards the direction is called Dikpalaha. And there are 8 of them. How 8? you have 8 directions. Like you have north, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, west, and northwest. So each of these directions, there is a Vasu or a presiding deity. There is a slokam, a verse in that, Indraha Vayurmaschaiva Nekhruto Madhyamasatha Ishanascha Kuberascha Agnir Varuna Yevacha. This is giving you the names of those deities, but I am going to tell you them. It starts from the east. We always give preference to east because the sun rises from there, and many of our things start from the east. You face the east when you want to do Surya Namaskaram, and therefore it starts with eastern direction number 1, which is Indra. Indra is a presiding deity in the eastern direction. Now, there is no logic in the other numbers, but there is a number given to each direction. For example, number 2 is Vayu, which is located in northwestern direction. Number 3 is Yama, which is southern direction. It is the abode of our ancestors and those who are dead. They are believed to be in the southern direction. Yama is the god of the Lord of Death. Naihrutaha is number 4, which is in the southwestern direction. And 5 is Madhyama. There is no deity as such, but deity right at the center. It's supposed to be the Almighty there. 6 is Ishanaha, northeastern direction. Northern direction is Kuberaha, the Lord of Wealth. And 8 is Agni, southeastern direction. And 9 is Varunaha, western direction. So really speaking, there are 8 of them. The center is, you can say it's blank. You can call it as the center of all these 8 directions. And it is a core. So the 8 Dikpalas, 8 different directions, starting from east and then going to the various directions. Now there is a very interesting aspect about the numbers here. You can see the numbers in red, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all numbered in different places. If you add those numbers in each row and each column and each diagonal, it will add up to 15. Like for example, you take the first row, 2, 7 and 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. Second row, Varunaha, 9. 9 plus 5, 14 plus 1, Indraha, 15. Nairutaha, number 4. 4 plus 3 plus 8, 15. And you say the first column, you take it, 2, 9 and 4. Add it up, 15. Second column, 7 plus 5 plus 3. Again 15. Third column, 7 plus 8, 15. You take the diagonal, 2 plus 5 plus 8. That's also 15. You take 4 other diagonal, 4 plus 5 plus 6 is also 15. So that's very interesting. And what happens is, when you assign any number in that order, you will find the same results. They add up to the same kind of total. Example, you see the next one, we start, let's say, from 21 and go in the same order. 21 and 22 in the left corner and 23 in the south direction. Put it in the same way. Continue with that until you get to 29. And you add up the numbers, they will all be 75. Each row, each column and each diagonal. Oh, this is an amazing array which our ancestors have found. And when you build a house, they follow a sastra according to the vasus, the presiding deity. Where should be the kitchen? Where should be the bedroom? Where should be the entrance? All these are looked by the people who attach importance to the vasus. Of course, some people don't believe in it, but many people do. In India, especially, when they build a house, there are Vasu Sastra experts. They call Vastu Sastra, and they go according to this direction wherever the deity is there, and they build the house according to the Vastu Sastra. Okay, so that's the importance of directions and the deity in different directions. And there is a big Sastra which goes into the details of how to make a building and where things should be located. Okay, we'll go to key questions now. Sapta Prashna, 7 key questions. Number 1 is Kim. You know it already. What? I asked you the question. Dakshina Haste, Kim Asti. What was in my right hand? Second is Kutra. Kutra is where. Third is Kati. How much? 4. Kada. When? 5. Kutaha. From where? 6. Katham. How? And number 7. Kimartam. Why? What for? Kimartam aham patami. Why do I read? Vidyarte aham patami. I read for knowledge. So there are ways of using these questions, but remember these 7 questions because you will be using it whenever you want to ask a question. Kim, Kutra, Kati, Kada, Kutaha, Katam, Kimartam. There are 7 key questions. Now I will tell you some examples how these questions are used. Kim. What? Kosham kim asti. Kosham means wallet or bag. Kosham kim asti. Kosham dhanam asti. Money. Kosham dhanam asti. Kutra. This you know already because it was given in one of the exercises before. Simmaha kutra asti. You know it very well. Simmaha vane asti or aranye asti. They don't live in cities, they live in forests. Kati. Kati phalani santi. Supposing I say there are 5 fruits, phalanis fruits, it's plural here. Kati phalani santi. Pancha phalani santi. Kada, when? Suryodayam kadasti. When does the sun rise? If you say 7 o'clock, how do you say it? Suryodayam saptavadanam asti. Saptavadanam, you know it already, right? Suryodayam saptavadanam asti. Kutaha. Ganga. Kutaha prabhati. Prabhati means flowing. From where does Ganga flow? Ganga Himalayataha prabhati. from Himalayas. Ganga flows from the Himalayas, which is the biggest mountain in India, the northern side. Katham, how? Simham katham garjeti. Simha katham garjeti. You know it. Loud. Simha uchair garjayati. Uchair means loud. This is also part of one of the exercises you had earlier. Kimartam. Saha kimartam patati. I gave you one example just a little while ago. Saha vidyartam patati. He reads for getting knowledge. So remember these key questions, 7 of them. Kim, kutra, kati, kada, kutaha, katam, kimartam. And you can use it in different contexts. Okay? All right, let's go further to the next slide. I'm going to give you a very simple test. Pustakam kutra asti. Pustakam kutra asti. Pustakam mama dakshina haste asti. The book is in my right hand. In the picture, you look, the pustakam kutra asti? Vama bhage asti. To your left. As you see on the slide, the book is on your left side. Kati lekani atra asti. You see one, and you also see how many? In the next picture, there are 7 of them. Kati lekani asti? Ekam lekani atra asti. Saptaha lekani atra asti. Kati pustakam asti? How many books are there? You can see piled up. Chatvari pustakam asti. Chatvari pustakani santi. Going further, we're going to talk about the trees I mentioned. We're going to talk about the various trees and the names. Very popular tree is the coconut tree. It is called Narikelaha. Narikelaha is the name of the coconut tree, and Narikelam is coconut. It's a unique tree and very popular in India and the coastal areas. So when we offer Naivedyam also, we break the coconut and offer it. So here Narikela Kandatvayam. Dvayam means we break it into 2 and give us 2 pieces. Other popular fruit as well as a tree is the banana tree. It's Kadali. The name of the tree is Kadali. So that's why you say Kadali Phalam. Kadali Phalam. The fruit from the banana tree is Kadali Phalam. Amraha. Hindi you say Am. Am means mango. It's a mango tree. Grows in many Asian countries, not so popularly grown here, but you do get the fruits. Amraha, very sweet fruit, mango. Down below on the left corner, you have sugar cane, which is another very popular tree from which you get sugar and sugar juice, sugar cane juice, called Ikshu. Ikshu is sugar cane. Then you have a very tasty fruit called jackfruit, not grown in this part of the world. It's called Fanasaha. Panasaha. In Marathi and Hindi also you get fanas. Then you have the neem tree, which is called Nimbaha. Nimbaha, it is a tree which produces medicinal leaves. Those leaves, neem leaves, are used for medicinal purposes. You also have toothpaste made out of it. The neem toothpaste because it has medicinal value. So you have 6 trees here: Narikelaha, Kadali, Amraha, Ikshuhu, Fanasaha, Nimbaha. Now let's see the beauty of poetry. Now there are different kinds of poetries, In English also you have poetry, but here you have poetry which is in different styles. There are some which are uniform verses. They are the same length, each line, and each line has its own meaning. But there is a different style called the tapering style. It is called Go Puchayati. Pucham means tail and go is cow. You have seen cow's tail, how it goes? It becomes kind of tapers like this. It's very thick at the height and then it tapers down like this. So there is a style which is named after the cow's tail tapering called Go Puchayati. And in this style of poetry, you have words which are broad sentences. And then it tapers, tapers, tapers and comes to maybe one little word. It's a beautiful style. And this is all compositions by different people. And in this one, and the example I'm giving, it's a musical composition by one of the musical trinity called Muktaswami Dikshitar. And he composed this song called Maye in the raga Tarangini. It's a very beautiful composition on goddess. And he describes it so nicely in the Go Pucheti style. He says, Sarasa Kaye. Sarasa means lovely and compassionate. Kaye is face. Sarasa Kaye. See, it also rhymes with the word Maye. Maye is the name of the song. It starts with Maye, that's why it's called Maye. But these words are picked up from that song because they give you the style of the poetry. Sarasakaye, one with a lovely and compassionate face. Rasakaye. Next one, the sa is left out and it is tapering one step. Rasakaye, which means having, rasam means, the essence of sweetness. We also have rasam in our dishes. And you have sugarcane juice, it is called also rasam. Apple juice is called rasam. Apple rasam. So it is something which is sweet, and rasakaye, having the essence of sweetness. Sakaye. Third one, ra is left out. Only sa and kaye is combined into one word. Sakaye, which means with and without form. Aye. Now saka is left out, only aye is left out. Aye is like calling mom. In Marathi, they call the mom as I. I means mom. Very, very, very fond term. Like you say mom or mommy or amma, they call it as I. So in this case, I is like calling mom because she is the deity who is believed to be the mother of entire humanity, all living beings. Therefore, she is called I. So in this tapering style, you have 4 words which start like Sarasakaye, Rasakaye, Sakaye, Aye ma aye. It goes in that style in Tarangani Ragam. It's a beautiful form of poetry, which is tapering. Now I'll give you another example which is just the opposite of this, where it grows bigger and bigger. On the bottom, it starts like a mountain, on the top like a pyramid. Starts with a simple one and then goes bigger at the bottom. And that's the next one. It's also composed by the same great Muthuswami Dikshitar, one of the musical trinity. And in this one, it's actually a song called Tyagaraja Yoga Vaibhavam Sadashivam. Tyagaraja Yoga Vaibhavam Sadasrayami. Tyagaraja was the god in Tiruvarur, where he was born, and he is praising that Lord. And this song is his Kriti, Tyagaraja Yoga Vaibhavam. Vaibhavam is festival, or you can say celebration. Starts with some. I'm giving you only excerpts of that, not complete song, but to tell you the growing style, how it grows from one little word into a big one. Some means auspicious. Like I mentioned, Sanskritam, Shankaraha. Some means auspicious, well. Sanskritam, well done. Shankaraha, one who does well. Shankaraha. So some is one word, just one little. Next one is Prakasham. He adds Praka to Sham, and Prakasham, is shines as light, bright light. Prakasham. The next one is Swarupa Prakasham. Swarupa means self-form. The God is described as one who is shining in his own form. Swarupa Prakasham. The next, you find Tattva Swarupa Prakasham. Tattva is added on. Tattva Swarupa Prakasham, the light of truth's form. Tattva means truth. Sakala Tattva Swarupa Prakasham is the next one. One more word added, Sakala. Sakala means all, the light of all truths. And lastly, Shiva Shaktiyadi Sakala Tattva Swarupa Prakasham. Shines forth as all the tattvas, all the truths, beginning with Shiva and Shakti. So you see how beautiful it is. I've given you two examples. One, which is Gopucheti, which is tapering down. And another one where from one single little letter, it grows and it grows into a long sentence. So that's the beauty of Sanskrit poetry. And you will be able to appreciate it more and more as we give you more examples. I'm going to give you this nice poem, which was composed during the days of Kalidasa, the great poet, who was the official poet in the Rajyam or kingdom of Bhojaraja. Bhojaraja himself was a great Sanskrit scholar, and Kalidasa, who was a dumb person, he was transformed into a scholar by Kali herself. So that's another story. You must have read it somewhere in Amar Chitrakatha, the story of Kalidasa. And he was a great scholar who composed many things, like Raghu Vamsham. It was his creation, and the very first creation he did was Shamala Dandagam. And that itself is a beautiful kind of poetry. And this is a time when almost everybody was very, very proficient in Sanskrit in his kingdom. And somebody from the neighboring kingdom got jealous, and they wanted to show that some illiterate people do not know anything about Sanskrit poetry. So they sent someone to pick up a dumb person and take him to the court and ask him to admit that he doesn't know how to compose a poem. So that way, they wanted to just tarnish the reputation of Bhojaraja, you can say. So they picked up a weaver and they took him to the king, and the king asked him, "Do you know how to compose a poem?" And the weaver, he answered, "Kavyam karomi." Well, I can compose a poem. Nahi charutaram karomi. Nahi charutaram karomi means I can't compose a nice poem. Charutaram means nice, very well constructed. I can't do that. Yatnat karomi yadi charutaram karomi. Yatnat means with some effort, I can do a better job. With some effort, I can do a better job. Bhupala Mauli Mani Mandita Pada Pida. One single word. There are so many sandhis in that. They are all connected together. Bhupala means the people who rule the earth, kings. Mauli is this portion. Mandi, they have a gem, on the crown. And that crown has the gem. It is also there on the Pada Pida. The king is resting on a footrest. And that footrest has that particular gem, which is usually put in the crown of kings. And Bhojaraja had that kind of a footrest, in which was studded a beautiful gem. Bhupala Mauli Mandita Padapida. Hey Bhojaraja. Oh Bhojaraja, who has a footrest with a diamond or a gem studded footrest, which is usually in the crown of kings. He is addressing, "Hey Bhojaraja, O exalted king." Kavayami means I can compose. I am composing a poem. Vayami. Vayami means I can weave. You see the similarity between the words weaving and Vayami. Vayami, I can weave. Yami means I am going. Yami, I am leaving. So, you see how beautiful it is constructed. Kavyam karomi nahi charutaram karomi. Yatnat karomi yadi charutaram karomi. Bhupala mauli mani mandita padapida. He Bhojaraja. Kavayami, Vayami, Yami. See how beautifully done up. So you have so many hundreds and thousands of such poems in Sanskrit. And you can really enjoy them if you take piece by piece, There are so many of them. And I'm just giving you some examples for you to appreciate the beauty of Sanskrit language. The more you read it, the more interesting it is. And you know the basics by now. Now, this Subhashitam is also a nice one. Arthaturanam na gurur na bandhuhu, kamaturanam na baya na lajja, vidyaturanam na sukam na nidra, kshudaturanam na ruchir na pakvaha. Arthaturanam, those who are just after wealth, they don't pay attention to anything else. They are greedy, they just want money, or they want wealth. For them, they don't really care. They don't have a guru or a good friend. Because their attention is only focused on wealth and money, nothing more. They forget about everything else. So, Artha Thuranam, those who are after that. Artha means wealth or money. Na gurur na bandhuhu. They don't have a teacher, a preceptor, na bandhuhu, one who is affectionately a friend. Kamaturanam na baya na lajja, one who is after desires. They don't have fear, and nor are they ashamed. Somebody wants to steal something because he wants, let's say, some undesirable thing, which is not his. For him, there is no fear, And he is not ashamed also, even if he goes to jail. Vidyaturanam na sukam na nidra. Vidyaturanam, those who are after knowledge, who really want to shine, people who want to study, let's say, for medicine or some special subject, they burn the midnight oil. They don't even sleep. In colleges nowadays, you get so much of homework and people cannot even sleep properly. They don't enjoy anything. They have to miss movies. They have to miss many good things. So, na sukam, na nidra. So they have very little pleasures and no sleep. Chuda thuranam na ruchirna pakvaha. Chuda means hunger. Those who are very hungry, they don't care about the taste very much. Na ruchir na pakvaha. Whether it is cooked properly or not also, they don't pay serious attention. Even if it is half cooked also, they will eat because it is so hungry that they will just eat it off. So it's a nice 4-line verse. Subhashitam. It's a pleasant reading with some meaning in it. There are thousands of such subhashitams. I'm just giving you one example. Okay. Here is a nice poetic verse. It's on Rama. Dinesha Vamsa Mandanam Mahecha Chapa Kandanam Munindra Santaranjanam Surari Banda Banjanam. Dine Isha, one who is the god of the day, the sun. Dinam plus Isha, Dinesha. Some people keep the name Dinesh also. It means sun. Dinesha Vamsa means the family or the lineage of sun, which is Surya Vamsham. And Rama belonged to Surya Vamsham. The jewel, Mandanam is jewel of the Surya Vamsham. Mahesha Chapa Kandanam. Mahesha Shiva. He broke Shiva's bow. When you went to Mithila, at that time, Janaka Maharaja had this bow, which was Shiva's bow. And he said, whoever breaks it, he will be married to my daughter. So, and Rama broke that. Who broke Shiva's bow. Munindra Santaranjanam. Munindra means all the sages, saints. They are happy because Rama helped them. He killed many of the demons. Vishwamitra took him there to the forest. And at that time, they were young kids, Rama and Lakshmana, but they helped Vishwamitra to kill some of those demons who were really destroying his yagam. So, Munindra Santaranjana means who delights the sages. Surari Banda Banjanam. Surari refers to the asuras who are Banda. Banjana means those who are destroyed by Rama. And the sages, they delight and therefore they extol him. They praise him as the destroyer of asuras. So very nice, poetical verse. Dinesha Vamsa Bandanam Mahesha Chapa Kandanam Munindra Santaranjanam Surari Banda Banjanam. Okay. Homework for next time. Exercises 13 and 14. Very, very simple ones. And if you have followed this lesson, you should be able to answer it without any problem. So please work on them and send it across to me. And I'll take a look and we'll have the answers in our next session. Concluding prayer. This is on Shiva. Karacharana kritam Vakayajam karmajam va Shravana nayanajam va Manasam va aparadam Vihitam avihitam va sarvametashamasva Jaya Jaya Karunabde Sri Mahadeva Shambho. It's a prayer to Lord Shiva, Mahadeva Shambho. Kara Charana Kritam. Karam means hands, Charanam means the feet. Kritam, done. Vak Kayajam. Vak means by speaking. Kayam means the body. Karmajam va, done by the body or by speech. What is done? Aparadam. Aparadam means sins. Things that we did without our own knowledge, by our hands. Some people even kill animals. Some people stamp on something. Some people talk angrily. So there are so many sins that we commit. They are called aparadams. So karacharana kritam, those which are done by hand or by my feet or by my speech or by my body. Shravana nayana jamba. Shravana means hearing. Nayana means eye. You have seen the monkeys, which very famous 3 monkeys. I will not see evil, I will not hear evil, I will not speak evil. 3 monkeys portrayed. So Sravana Nayana means sometimes you hear bad things, even without your knowledge. And you see bad things, Nayana Jamba. Manasam, by my mind. So whatever sins I commit with my mind, or by listening, or through the eyes. Vihitam, avihitam. Vihitam means those which are done according to a particular process or procedure. Avahitam, even without a procedure. Va sarvam etat. All these aparadam, all these mistakes or faults or sins that I've committed by the various activities, Shamaswa, please forgive me. Please forgive me, my Lord. Jaya Jaya Karuna Abde, the ocean of compassion. Karuna Abde. Karuna means compassion. Abde means ocean, ocean of compassion. Sri Mahadeva Shambho. Mahadeva is referring to Lord Shiva. Maha means big, big Deva. And to him we offer this prayer to forgive us for all the mistakes and sins that we have inadvertently committed through the various parts of our body or through our mind or through some processes which are either in rituals we have made a mistake or otherwise in any activity, whatever mistakes we have committed, please forgive us. So that's the concluding prayer. So we're going to stop at this and I'm going to unmute you all, okay? Let's see. Unmute all. Okay. Now, any questions, any comments?
No, Guruji.
Rishabh, are you happy?
Yes, Guruji.
Very good, very good. You are a top in the class and you are doing so well. I'm so happy about you. And I'm sure you will do very well as you go on learning more and more. Okay? Just practice some of these. Okay?
Thank you, Guruji.
Very good. What about Akash, Ronit?
Will you send us the slide?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Guruji.
Very good, very good. Trine, Sudarshini.
No questions, Guruji.
Very good. So I wish you all once again a very, very happy Diwali and celebrate it very happily with your parents, friends, relatives, and we'll meet in the next session, number 11. Okay?
You too, Guruji.
Radhe Krishna.
Welcome. You're welcome. So I'm going to end the session now. Okay?
Radhe Krishna.
Bye, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hari Om, Hari Om.
Bye, Guruji.
Bye.
Okay, close.